Okay, so previous example, we have seen the server is sending the embedded links as part of the XML document. Now, what we want to do next in the next part of the presentation is that, in fact, there could be a link response header. So you could actually certainly embed this, embed the links in the link header of the response. So that's basically what we are going to do here. So building links and link headers. So JAX-RS support this link and link builder class for building links. Okay, so this is the link that we are going to create. This is the link that we want to create. So this is the URL, and this is the logical, logical relationship called the update, and this is the type. So we have from URI method from link class, and then we provide URL, and it does contain a couple of variables, host and ID. Okay, and when you actually have these variables that could be replaced with the real value, those real values could be specified in the build method here. So this host will be set with the jpassion.com, and this ID is going to be set with 1, 2, 3. And in terms of adding this logical relationship called update, you're going to call relation REL method, and you provide update the string. If you want to actually have this one payment, then it's going to be .rel payment, and that it will generate the payment logical relationship. And the type is application XML. So this code will generate this, and this could be included in link header of the response, and those link header will be interpreted by the client in order to get basically in order to update a particular customer. This is the URL it will be using. Okay, so this is the server-side code. Server-side code. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is the so this is a continuation of the server-side code. Server-side code, of course, right? So this code will generate this string on the bottom here. Now, in order to add the link to the link header in the response, you can use links method. Okay, so it's basically adding the link to the response message as a link header. Okay. Okay, so that is exercise 3. So again, in exercise 3, we are going to run the server-side code and client-side code. So let's run the server-side code, run as, and finish. So basically, this is the same customer, the database example, and this time, instead of actually sending back as part of the XML document, as we have seen in previous case, we are sending the links as a link response header. Okay. Right, so okay, so we're gonna actually run the links header client. So run it, Java application. Okay, so let's see the response. So the first thing client does is to get the initial links. So it gets the customers and orders link from the shop resource. So in fact, we have 2 resources, customers and orders. Okay, so this is in fact the what is being returned in the link header. So this is the initial customers URL, and this is the logical name called customers, and type is XML, and this is for orders. Okay, so now client can actually create a new customer using this URL. So the URL is going to use is this, right? So it's going to use that URL for creating a new customer, and for updating it's going to use obviously customers 1, because that's the URL that gets returned from this code. When you create a brand new item, the location field of the response should contain the URI of newly created item. So this must be it. So it can update it, and it can create. So that's for customers. Now, in terms of creating an order, the same deal. It will actually use this URL that was actually returned from initial contact with the server. So that is basically this guy, orders. And then it displayed the list of orders. So it actually see in this case order number 1, and that seems like there is only a single order that has been created here. Okay, you can canceling the order, so it actually called the one and cancel, and then in this case the canceling the order will have some kind of indication of canceled. Okay, and then the purge order, so purge will actually remove this order. So we have a concept of cancellation and purge. Cancellation just kind of flag it out that this is a canceled order, and purge is basically remove that order from the actual order list. Okay, so when you call list of orders, we don't actually see any order anymore. So that's basically how things work. Okay, so let's take a look at the client side code. So if you take a look at the main code here, let me just close all others. So it does have initial URL called the shop. Okay, and then it's trying to get so it's going to actually create it actually send the request in the form of head request. So this is the first time you probably have seen the head request is in fact being sent instead of get, post, delete, and put. It's actually sending head request. Okay, so get customers and order links from the shop resource. Basically what it's saying is that I want to receive the data in the header of the response. Okay, so when you send the request to this guy, the server will send back the initial links of the customers and orders as part of the header. Also, let's actually take a look at the server-side code. So if you take a look at the server-side code, let's see how this link, the head method is being handled. So in this case here, the shop resource, we in fact have 3 resources: shop and the customers and orders. So this is the shop resource, right? And this is handling head request. Okay, so this must be the one that is returning the response for that particular request. So in this case, we are getting the get base URI builder. So we got the URI builder object, and then we get the we actually build the customer URL and the order URL. Okay, so it basically get the path of customer resource class and order resource class. So this customer URL and order URL will be actually sent back to the client. So that is basically what we are seeing here. Okay, all right. So once we got this customer URL and order URL, now we are actually building the link header in the response. So here we're gonna create the response builder. We created links of customers and orders. Okay, so yeah, so these are the customer URL. So these are the links, customers and orders. Okay, and basically so sorry about that. So this URI is actually creating this part, and then when we are actually calling relation and type and build, it will actually construct the whole thing. Okay, so this link is representing the whole thing. This orders link is representing the whole thing, because here in addition to the URI, we are also adding orders, the logical relationship, and you're also adding the type. Okay, and then what we do is that we are going to call the links method of response builder. Now it's going to add these 2 links into the response header. Okay, and then that's what happens. So let's actually see this links field. Let's actually yeah, that's hard to, yeah, I was actually hoping that I can actually use the developer tool to actually see the response header, but since actually using client application, I cannot really show. Okay. But basically what we have done is, this is actually what we, if you take a look at the client code, you are basically called get link method of customer. So it's basically calling get link method is actually give me the link of customers from the link header. So that's basically how we actually display those things. Okay. All right, so that is initial interaction. So basically we figures out how these links are in fact being sent as a link header of the response, and how client actually retrieve those things. So now moving forward, now client wants to create a new customer through this URL. Okay, so it's going to use this customer, the link, customer's the link to create the new customer. Okay. So here it create a customer first, brand new customer, and then it's using customer's link to create the new customer. Okay, so it actually perform post operation, and the new customer object of this guy will be set as the XML, right? And then it send it to the server, to this link, okay, customer's link, and it gets back the response. So we just make sure the response is 2 or 1. If it is not, then it is a problem, right? So if it is 2 or 1, then it is created successfully on the server. And we actually call the get location method of the newly created item. So it will actually, provide this guy. It should actually return this guy, the customer /1. So now we're going to update it. So basically we now have a created customer URL. So this is this guy, the customer that was created, right? And then we are going to update the customer. So we change the zip and we change the city, and then we are using put method, and then we are actually sending that create customer URL that was returned from the server. And then so that is actually the dealing with create a new customer and update a customer. And then we are going to actually deal with creating a new order. So again, this is new order, and we are going to use orders link. So that is what has been returned here, right? And that is basically this guy, right? We're going to use this link to create a brand new order. So that's basically this code. So we create an order, and then so order in fact have a line items as well. So we created array of line items. Okay, so here we are going to actually post the order object in the form of XML. We call it through post method, and this is the link, and we make sure that the response is 2 or 1. Again, we get the get location method. We actually call the get location method to get the URI of the newly created order in this case, and then we basically get the list of orders to make sure it is there, and then we cancel the order, and then we I think we have to purge the order as well at the end. Yeah, so we are going to purge the order, okay, and then we actually try to get the list of orders again. So this is how this client works. Again, if you actually go to the server-side code, so this is a store and customer resource. If you see the customer resource, again, this is something similar to what we have seen in our previous exercise. We have a customer database of, in this case, we don't have any existing customers, so it's going to be actually added. Okay, so this is for post. This is adding a new customer, so create a new customer. And again, whenever a new customer is added, we are actually calling created method on the response, which means it will set the response status code is 2 or 1, and it also provide the URL of newly created in this case customer, and that is going to set the location response field, response header. And yeah, so and then it has a get customers. Again, it's actually honoring start and size and all that stuff. Okay, And again, this is the same code we have seen in previous exercise. We're actually constructing the next link and the previous link. Okay, and you know, order is actually pretty much the same deal. Okay. Okay, so let's see what exercise you can do on this guy. So for your own exercise, JAX-RS orders CRUD server, so it returns the top level orders as a link header. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna actually, you know, for JAX-RS orders CRUD server, we want it to return the initial orders as a link header, and the client is going to actually use it to move ahead to, you know, display you know, the list of orders. Okay, and maybe it can create the new order and things like that. Okay, so I'll give you guys about 15 minutes to do exercise 3.5.